Hi, Assalamualaikum and good morning. Okay, now we will try illustration 2. So this illustration will explain about how to do high-low method in order to calculate variable cost and also fixed cost when you have mixed cost. Okay, after you calculate variable cost and fixed cost, then only you can identify break-even point for the product. Okay, so look at this table. This table gives you a list of costs at two different activity levels, which is at 1000 units and also 2000 units. Okay, and then they also give you that selling price for the product is 14 ringgit each. Look at the requirement. The first one, determine cost behavior for each of the above expenses using high-low method. Okay, and then number 2, based on your answer above, calculate break-even point in units and also in value. Okay, so first we will do high-low method in order to identify value for variable cost and also fixed cost. Okay, now you must do one by one for each types of cost. Let's say we start with direct material. Okay, direct material. So in order to do high-low method, actually you have two steps. Okay, the first step, you will determine variable cost portion. Second step, you will determine fixed cost portions. Okay, so the first step, you take highest value minus lowest value. So for direct material, highest value is 4,000 ringgit. Lowest value is 2,000 ringgit. So 4,000 ringgit minus 2,000 ringgit. And then you divide by highest activity levels minus lowest activity levels. So highest activity levels is 2,000 units. Lowest is 1,000 units. Okay, 2,000 units minus 1,000 units. When you solve this equation, actually you will get 2 ringgit. Okay, step 2, you substitute this item 2 ringgit into equation. So in order to calculate fixed cost, you will use this equation y equals to a plus bx. Okay, whereby y is actually total cost for the product at that particular activity level. A is constant. Constant means your fixed cost. B is value for variable cost, and X is activity level. Okay, let's say Y total cost, you can take either 2,000 or 4,000 ringgit. Let's say you take a Y equivalent to 2,000 ringgit. That means A is constant fixed cost plus B is 2 ringgit just now. Now when Y is 2,000 ringgit, okay, activity level X equivalent to 1,000 units. So X is 1,000 units. If just now you consider Y equivalent to 4,000 ringgit, your X must equivalent to 2,000 units. So when you solve this equation, actually you will get value for A, which is your fixed cost. Okay, in this case, direct material, when you solve this equation, fixed cost is 0. That means direct material cost behavior for direct material is variable in nature. Okay, so you have value for variable cost 2 ringgit. Okay, let's say you extend the column, variable cost is 2 ringgit, and then fixed cost is 0. Okay, fixed cost is 0. Okay, now we proceed with direct labor. Let's try do your high-low method for direct labor. You do high-low method for direct labor. Okay, let's say you extend this column so that easy for you to record the figure later. Okay, now for direct labor. Direct labor, you do step 1. Step 1, you identify variable cost portion, highest value minus lowest value. So 6,000 minus 3,000 divide by highest activity levels 2000 minus 1000. Then you solve this equation, you will get 3 ringgit. And then step 2, okay, for step 2, y equals to a plus bx again. So if y you take 6000, y equivalent to 6000, a is constant plus bx, b is 3 ringgit just now, okay, 3 ringgit, but now x is actually 2000 if your y equivalent to 6000. So when you solve this equation, your fixed cost is also 0. Okay, fixed cost is also 0. Therefore, direct labor also considered as variable cost. Okay, variable cost. So value for variable cost is 3 ringgit, no value for fixed cost. Okay, and then you repeat the same step. You repeat the same step you do for other. Okay, you calculate, you do high-low method for supervisor's salary. Okay, supervisor's salary. Okay, supervisor's salary, highest value 2500 minus lowest value 1005. So when you solve the, then you divide by highest activity level 2000 minus lowest activity level 1000. So when you solve this equation, you will get value 1 ringgit. So variable cost is 1 ringgit. Okay, so if y, let's say y, you take y equivalent to 1500 ringgit, this one. So equivalent to a plus b 1 ringgit multiplied by, if your y 1005, x must equals to 1000 ringgit. Okay, so when you solve this equation, a equivalent to 500. So that means you have when you do first step for supervisor salary, first step you will get 1 ringgit value, second step 500. That means you have value for both. Okay, because of that, supervisor salary in this case is considered as mixed cost. Okay, mixed cost. And then for depreciation expense, if you look at cost at 1000 units is 2000 ringgit. And when activity levels increase to 2000 units, cost still maintained at 2000 ringgit. Therefore, depreciation expense is considered as fixed cost. If you do high-low method, when you do step 1, you will get 0 value. When you do step 2 for depreciation expense, you will get value 2000 ringgit. Okay, finally, total up, total variable cost 2 ringgit plus 3 ringgit plus 1 ringgit equivalent to 6 ringgit. Total fixed cost 500 plus 2000 means 2500. Okay, now you can calculate break-even point. Okay, first calculate contribution margin. Contribution margin per unit, selling price minus variable cost. Selling price is 14 ringgit minus variable cost 6 ringgit. Therefore, contribution margin per unit is 8 ringgit. Okay, and then break-even point. Your break-even point in units, total fixed cost divided by contribution margin per unit. So your total fixed cost 2005. Okay, contribution margin per unit is 8 ringgit. Therefore, break-even point is unit is 312 and 312 312.5. 312.5. This is contribution margin per units, in units. That means the firm must sell at least 312 units in order to be break-even. Remember, at break-even point, no profit, no loss. Okay, if you want to look at break-even point in value, if you want to calculate BEP in RM value, okay, you just take BEP in unit just now, 312.5, multiply by selling price for 1 unit product, 14 ringgit. So you will get total break-even point 4,375 ringgit. Okay, that's all. Bye. Assalamualaikum.